Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and we're back with another replay from the God of Reapers himself. This is Jimmy, spawning in the top left corner of Habitation Station in the blue, our Terran hope for North America. This is Jimmy. Spawning in the top right corner, playing under the ID Flux. It is Flux. Now, let's just lay the ground rules for what we're about to watch, okay? Now, let's just focus on This Is Jimmy because this would be like having this would be like you're in a room with that random girl from class and Mila Kunis, and like you're not gonna focus on the random girl from one of your classes. You're gonna focus on Mila Kunis. This Is Jimmy is essentially Mila Kunis. This Is Jimmy is the Mila Kunis of StarCraft. So let's talk about him. I mean, you can't hype him like that and let you limp, right? So this is Jimmy. What about him? Streams every Friday. There's a show called Commentary Friday where he takes a shot for every win. It's lovely. It's hilarious. He tells a story every week. Sometimes he has guests. I love it. I tune in every week. You thought Breaking Bad was good? You like Game of Thrones? You like House of Cards? Commentary Friday is better than all that shit, guys. I mean, let's be real for a moment, okay? So this is Jimmy. He loves Reapers, and he's opening up with the reactor that game. So I've watched a lot of This Is Jimmy, and usually, is he gonna lose his SCV? Oh, very close. He almost saved his SCV. Probably thought he was gonna kill the drone there, but barely loses it. When This Is Jimmy goes Rax Gas, he either goes Reaper or Fast Factory. Which, like, I guess that's how it is in general. But nonetheless, that's my experience with This Is Jimmy. Usually it's Reaper, but I think once he sees this Overlord, he'll go Marine. Because losing early Overlords as Zerg sucks a lot of dick. And our Zerg player Flux is electing to fast expand to the gold. This is incredibly powerful as Zerg. And you can see he's throwing down his pool and he's not taking any gases just yet. This is very powerful of Zerg, as Zerg, if you get away with it. If the Terran player, as we see this Overlord, is being shot but will survive, I would guess. Here's the thing with taking this gold base as Zerg. If it doesn't get scouted, you're probably going to win because of the incredible economy you get early game, as we see a factory going down for This Is Jimmy. And let's see what else. So back to the gold base. If it doesn't get scouted, you're in great shape. If it does get scouted and the Terran player went command center first, it doesn't matter, you're still way ahead. If the Terran player did not go command center first and he can apply early pressure, then you might be fucked. Because see this low ground? Tanks are fucking good on this low ground. And you stay Savage Wood, you know, if you've seen I don't give a shit what you call me, but see, like, commentator guy, I've never seen a Terran player make tanks since Wings of Liberty. Most people just go mines, and to that I say, normal chump diggity Terran players do always go mine and roll their face on the keyboard, but this tech lab, ladies and gentlemen, from This Is Jimmy, our god, is an indication that he doesn't play the boring standard metagame. He does what's intelligent for the matchup, and This Is Jimmy, if we look at his vision, has scouted the gold. He knows what the hell is up. So this Zerg is probably sitting there with his dick in his hand thinking like, oh yeah, I'll probably be good, right? You know, most people just go biomine, and if you go biomine into this, you lose. Well, here's we're going to give our Zerg player a rude awakening, guys. He's playing This Is Jimmy. Not afraid of tanks, not afraid of banshees. This Is Jimmy is probably going to push this kid shit in. Tanks right here. Banshees over here, it's incredible, and it's fun to watch, so I look forward to seeing that. The Zerg has his Overlords up here anticipating drops. This is what happens when you don't scout and you just metagame. He's expecting like Reaper expand and then Biomine, which his strategy would do very well against. However, This Is Jimmy is not your standard chump diggity. This Is Jimmy is a god. As we see another barracks going down for This is Reapers, as I sometimes fondly call him. And the cloak research going down for Banshee. So This Is Jimmy. Doesn't fuck around. This guy plays for keeps. I mean, he does not give one shit about your gold base. He'll put tanks on the low ground and pound your ass. So first Banshee coming in for This Is Jimmy, prison jokes aside, and we see cloak research is not quite done. So the damage that this Banshee can do is limited. And I would guess This Is Jimmy's gonna pussyfoot around until cloak finishes, and then he'll go balls deep in this kid's mouth. But he will poke back, see what damage he can do. He really does not want to lose this Banshee. That would be rather sloppy. And This Is Jimmy pumping Marines, pumping tanks, and he's about to start making Banshees. Huge counterattack coming in from the Zerg. Probably thinking like, well, where's your expansion, yo? Where's your expansion? Most people usually expand, dog. This is Jimmy kiting back phenomenally. And the Zerglings completely dumbfounded at the lack of expansion, idiotically running and get decimated by This Is Jimmy's army. Flux right now, I mean, we can already tell by the way he's played that he's completely used to just metagaming and playing standard, playing against what standard should be. However, in this case, with no creep spread and having just lost a bunch of links for no reason, he's about to get a rude surprise right in the suck hole, courtesy of This Is Jimbo, who is positioning these tanks on the low ground as I anticipated. And this could be bad for Jimmy if he loses the tanks. However, with the SCV pull, is gonna save his tank and Marines. SCV's coming in right at the correct moment to save Jimmy's ass, and this Banshee with Cloak is gonna spot on this high ground. And our Zerg opponent is frantically making Banelings, but one of the good things about tanks is, unlike Widow Mines, they can't just be negated by a little bit of micro. These two tanks or like the AC/DC song Big Balls. Now, if you don't get that reference, it's because it doesn't make any sense. However, I will say that the fact that these tanks are here is going to negate this base. And here, hold that thought. Zerg coming in with Banes and Lings. And like I said, the tanks are going to shred all the Banelings. This is Jimmy loses almost all of his Marines, but keeps the critical units, the tanks. And the Zerg player sitting here with his dick in his hand saying, what do I do? And that's the power of tanks and Banshees, ladies and gentlemen. If that was Biomine Medevac, would have been decimated. However, This Is Jimmy going for these unconventional, creative, reactive builds and completely destroying his opponent. And our Zerg player Flux is sitting here with no tech. He's on lair with like Ling Speed and Baneling Nest. That's it. One spore coming up, and he's saying, I'm fucked. What do I do, guys? This guy did the fucking 1-1-1 on me. I mean, he has medevacs too now. This Is Jimmy completely... This Jimmy is changing the fabric of reality. It doesn't get any better. Tanks getting sieged. Zerg saying, well, pick off his tanks, right? How many times has This Is Jimmy got to embarrass this kid before he leaves the damn game? This Is Jimmy... he's like reshaping the atmosphere right now of the earth. It doesn't get any better, guys. This Is Jimmy. You might be saying, well, you're dick riding. And I would say, suck me off, dude. Suck me off. This Is Jimmy, like, you take a player who beat top tier Koreans at MLG, he retires, and then he streams on Fridays. What a fucking great guy. Commentary Friday. Catch it out. And now I'm kind of like intentionally plugging just to piss you guys off. But I'm going to stop that because I have a feeling a big engagement's about to happen. These tanks are going to destroy the Banelings again. Flux just can't get through his head. And Jimmy only loses one tank and a large portion of Marines. But that was it. That's all our Zerg has. He's fucked. These Banshees serve not only serve as a spotting mechanism, but they also serve as a scouting and DPS mechanism. This Banshee has 9 kills. It saw the Banelings. It told Jimmy, hey, he's about to go balls deep on you. You need to siege your tanks. And This Is Jimmy is going to surge forward, and the Zerg is going to run it This Is Jimmy again into tank fire. This is what happens when you play creatively. This is the product of A, good micro, B, good macro. Granted, I know it's on one base, but still. And C, playing for the situation. You see so many players who just do the same shit every game, and this is that Zerg. He does the same goddamn thing every game, and as soon as it's altered, he's completely mind-fucked. So many times he took engagements against tanks that he was going to lose because he didn't have the correct tech, because he didn't react properly. This is Jimmy showing that intuitive thinking in StarCraft 2 as opposed to mechanics can win games, which is something that we do not see a lot of, especially in the professional scene. And this is Jimmy with his impeccable micro is going to take this game. Flux says fuck you. You know, Flux screwed the pooch, but he was completely outclassed, ladies and gentlemen. We had This Is Jimbo with the creative and wonderful build. Basically, the 1-1-1, taking advantage of this low ground. I love that. I love to see players thinking out of the norm and doing things based on the map. I think it's great. I really do. So, leave me a comment. Tell me how wonderful This Is Jimmy is. I'm signing out. Peace, guys.